Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, and wishing you in advance an incredible week. We are doing the astrology and a pick a card reading for the week of February 23rd. And happy Pisces season. So last week, the sun moved into Pisces. I'm a Pisces, so I'm excited because my birthday is coming up soon. And yeah, I have a lot of beautiful Pisces energy in my life. So, wishing all of you a very happy birthday for those of you who are Pisces. And let's go ahead and get started with the pick a card reading. And I want to make the announcement that tomorrow, Tuesday at noon, I will be here live for our live tarot readings, right? So, these readings are general. And but the readings that I do on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday, which are for my subscribers, my paid subscribers only, you get to ask a specific question, okay? And I'll pull some cards for you, and we're going to do it together live. So I hope that you will join me, take advantage. And all right, so let's go ahead and tune in. I've been shuffling. I always like to see what falls out because it may fall out again. Go ahead and just get grounded, feet on the ground. Take a deep breath. It's always good to start the week with a deep breath. Connecting to which message is best for you today, message number one or message number two. All right, let's see what we pull. Two cards for message number one. What is in your highest and best this week? Some general advice for you to incorporate, integrate with your week. All right, let's go with that one. Let's get one more. Whoa. Gosh, I feel like these cards have come up before. Not too long ago. Let's see. Let's get some more. Okay, we got our first one. Message number two. Okay. It's a lot of internal energy this week. Okay, we've got at the bottom of the deck the King of Cups. So, I mean, this is such a lovely energy. Um, Many of you could be really feeling this Piscean creative energy this week and embodying it, making it a strength for you, creativity, intuition, connection with others, service, peace, kindness, um, artistry. Okay, those are all Piscean energy. So I feel like many of you could be embodying this energy this week. It's asking you to show up at the highest energy of Piscean energy, but I also feel like either an opportunity or an offer could come in for some of you, whether it's business related or love related. Okay. Typically, cups are love and emotions, but they also are all of the other things that I mentioned. So pay attention to that. Let me know in the comments if something shows up. All right. For those of you with message number one, we have a lot of fire energy. You can see the red and the yellows in these cards. We've got the 10 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. Okay. And so for many of you, you're at the end of a journey. We just had an eclipse, and that makes a lot of sense. We're closing doors, opening doors, letting go, releasing things that are not serving us any longer for our future, for what we want to build for our lives. Anything that is heavy and that you no longer want to carry. Okay. You're at the end of that journey. You're beginning to release that. It may take all year to release it with these eclipses. Okay. We have started already a new eclipse cycle with Leo and Aquarius. Okay. And And this week, I feel like you are giving yourself the space to really tune in to what needs to be released and shutting the door on anyone or any energy that does not support you this week, right? Any naysayers, anyone who's trying to force something on you, within you, you are protecting your heart. You're protecting your energy this week. Okay, so that is what I'm feeling for those of you with message number one. For those of you with message number two, you're really trying to lean into what's new for me, my desires. Where do I want to put my energy, my creativity, my innovation, my passion? And you're doing it in a way where you really want to get out of your own way. You're recognizing how you have held yourself back, okay? Either through your thoughts or through fear, okay? And this week, the invitation is to cut those cords that have been holding you back so you could really get some clarity around where you want to put your energy. You have a lot of ideas, a lot of passions, and it's going to serve you to pick one. Focus on one, right? This is something that I struggle with as a Pisces and Gemini rising. I have so many ideas, so many passions, so many things that I'm really good at, to be honest, and where I can invest my time and energy. But a lot of times when we have too many ideas, it holds us back. Okay. And that may also be what some of you are feeling. So get aligned, get quiet, focus on which passion, which idea is really the best for you because either it's easier to get going or you have the most passion around it and you just haven't let yourself lean into it. Lean into it this week. Okay? Let me know. Let me know what that idea is. Let me know what that passion is. Let me know what's holding you back. Is it a thought, a limiting belief, a fear? Things like, well, I don't have the time. I don't have the money. Enough of that, right? There's always something we can do, something small. All right, I'm going to take a sip of coffee real quick. All right, so astrology. Right now, we've got so much energy in Pisces. I want to say this is Pisces energy, love over fear. There's a lot going on in the world that is quite scary. I had this conversation with a dear friend of mine over the weekend. What can we do? And it starts by loving ourselves, loving those around us, bringing peace to our lives, our homes, our relationships. It starts there, right? A lot of times we feel like we have no control over what's happening in the world, and we don't, right? We can send our love, we can send our prayers. Prayers and love do matter, and they do create positive change, okay? Especially when we all do it together. So we have Mercury, Venus, the Sun, and the North Node in Pisces. Pisces is deeply spiritual, deeply peaceful. They need the energy is of going within, connecting with ourselves, connecting with our highest vision and mission for ourselves and for life around us and what we want to create, our creativity, our innovation, our intuition. So lean into that energy this week, okay? And give yourself extra space to tune in, get quiet, release fear, okay? Pisces also brings with it a lot of fear, okay? A lot of worry. So, how can you serve this week in some small way, right? Let's get out of the fear by serving. Now, the moon this week journeys from Gemini today to Cancer on Wednesday to Leo on Saturday, right? Even though there's so much energy in Pisces and we are going to have Mercury begin its retrograde period on Wednesday in Pisces. All of that Pisces energy and Mercury going into retrograde is going to want to slow us down. It's going to want us to get reflective, slow the brain down, Get clear, get connected, connected and clear. That's really the theme for this week. Connected and clear about our purpose, our role, how we can serve ourselves and our lives. So you don't want to overwhelm the mind this week, okay? Um, Today, your mind may be really active with Gemini, okay? So today is a good day to lean into your thoughts, your ideas, to communicate with others, to connect with others, get out into the world and be social, okay? And then pull it back in midweek because Cancer um, is about nourishment of our bodies, of our souls, of those we love. Okay. It's that yummy mother energy. And also, sometimes mother is the fighter, mother is mother bear, right? So some of you may be aligning with some emotions around creating positive change in the world and the world around you, even in just your own home, your own business, okay? Especially with all that Pisces energy. So bring it back in, make your work more meaningful, more personal midweek. Your emotions are going to be a little bit more tuned in, a little bit more sensitive. Cancer's water, right? So all of these planets in water plus the moon, then also joining the water element through Cancer. We're going to be a little bit watery, maybe a little bit emotional midweek. Okay. And then Saturday, the moon goes into Leo, so we can fire it back up. We're gonna feel the sassiness, the wanting to enjoy life, get out into the world, wanting to unite with others, play, have fun, express ourselves, flirt, all of that. Okay, so go with the motions, feel into it. Like make sure that you pause enough to feel yourself. Okay. Um, as the moon goes from Gemini to Cancer to Leo. Now, Wednesday, when Mercury goes retrograde into Pisces, and the moon goes into Cancer, we've got that sensitivity, that slowing down. But then on Thursday, we begin this energy of breaking free, moving, getting into action, wanting things to change, some innovative, exciting energy, right? Mars is going to square Uranus. Now, Mars wants action, Mars wants excitement, passion, growth, movement. Uranus wants change, freedom, innovation, social change, collective and community. So when you bring those two energies together in a square, there's going to be the possibility of a lot of tension, a lot of the reactive side of these emotions that I just shared. And so we want to be cautious. We want to be proactive because if we're not so great things can happen. We can be very reactive. We can yell at people. We can be too risky and make changes in our lives that we're not really thinking about what the repercussions or the outcomes can be. Okay. So, yes, creativity, innovation, action, passion, but this energy of the square through March 2nd can really have us be reactive, impulsive, cutting, reckless, right? It's kind of like, who cares about rules? I don't care about rules. Okay. Consider the consequences. Okay. Pay attention to if you're edgy, if you're highly emotional, maybe lean into the Pisces energy, step away, plug in to that energy so you can release some of that tension, edginess, fiery energy. Okay. You want to channel your energy in the right way for positivity, for positive change, for positive momentum, positive growth, right? Ask yourself, what's the safe way for me to break the rules and have some fun? Okay. Because Uranus and Mars together can have a lot of fun. And there's an opportunity for some of us this week to really break through in a big way in our lives, in our careers, in our businesses. Okay. So, but you want to do it with the pause, okay? With the positive pause, the proactive pause. Mars is also the masculine energy. And with the moon going into Leo at the end of the month, and Pisces also is a lover, right? There's a lot of love, sexual energy. So this is a great week to also have a little fun, if you know what I'm saying, okay? So it's great for sex, it's great for being social, it's great for allowing yourself to be different and unique, right? Can you wear your unique flag? Fly your unique flag this week. Dye your hair purple if that's what you want to do. Finally say something that you've been wanting to say on social media. Okay. Again, what is the safe way for me to break the rules so I don't hurt anybody, but I do advance myself and move things forward. Okay. There could be some creative brilliance, a lot of psychic energies, a lot of downloads this week with all that Pisces energy and Mercury retrograding. Okay. I've been actually feeling a lot of that and getting a lot of downloads and synchronicities. So pay attention to what is showing up, okay, and what it means for you. Be careful driving. Be careful in your motor vehicles, because this Mars Uranus energy for those people who are not proactive, who are not paying attention, who are not highly conscious, accidents can happen. Okay, I remember when this square happened, I think it was back in 2022. I slipped and fell and hit my head on the concrete. Mars represents the head. Okay. And also Mars rules Aries, which is the body. Okay, so just be careful. And Uranus and Mars like to move things forward, right? So we have that forward movement energy. We have Mercury going into retrograde, so technology, which is also cars and motor vehicles. Be careful. Be careful walking, be careful running, be careful in your vehicles. Okay, so that is a little bit of the energy of the week. Take advantage of the positive aspects of it. Tune in. Love over fear, people. Share your love with the world. Share your prayers with the world. We all need it right now. I love you, and I hope to see many of you here for Tarot Tuesday tomorrow at noon, and inviting some of you who are just joining this video, maybe joining the Flow Frequency Collective, wondering what it's all about. We merge ancient wisdom with strategic leadership for women leaders and entrepreneurs primarily, but everyone is welcome here. And here we talk about flow. We talk about being strategic, about who we are, our gifts, our talents, and our seasons, and living in flow while also being successful. So I invite you to become a paid subscriber if you're not. I invite you to become a founding member, and that gives you so many more benefits, teachings, wisdom, workshops, community, and your customized flow roadmap for the year of 2026. So that's it. Have a beautiful week ahead, and I will see you all soon. Take care.